Hey folks, it's Fifth Guy here, how you doing? Welcome back to Gold Rush, and today we are going to do a little bit more digging. We're going to dig down today. We're going to see how much gold we can find further down in our pit here. I am just going to double check this one is all lined up. Remember, I started this one up and I emptied it all out. So what we're going to do first is we're going to fill this one up completely. So I'm just going to come out of here. It'll let me. It sort of freezes on this bit. There we go. Now it's moved out. I can move it again. There we go. That's more like it. Right, it is all lined up in exactly the right spot. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that one right there. I'm going to press T, and that will stop it. So it'll all be stopped. Now, all of that, I'm just going to leave running for a bit. I'm not going to worry about it. Got the water and the big generator all running up the top. So it's all fairly close. Well, this is close by to us down here. This is the bit that I need to worry about. The other, it doesn't really matter, and I have been told several times that so long as you've got the grills on, you don't lose gold from any of it. It doesn't flow out. So we'll see about that. Now, if I just bring that one down a little bit. Oh, what I wanted to do first, I'll climb out for this bit. I just want to have a look down here, right into that gaping abyss below us. So we're going to there, we're going to parcel 4 like that, and which one are we digging on? I think we're digging on that one there. If I go here and I mark it, so then we can come out of here. Right, that's on that one there, and you can see the mark on there. So there is gold there. There's gold available for us. So we go back into here and we click on that one. Yes. Okay. So then I think we're still in the top bit. Total gold, 166 ounces, rich spot part 0%, drilling depth 3.1. That is on 421 over there. So really, we want to be digging in this area here rather than this area, because there's not that much available in that area that we've got next to us. So let's start this bad boy up. Get this one running. And some lights. We've got any lights? The lights are really, really poor on this thing. So we're on digging at the moment. So let's just bring that one over and out that way. There we go. Right, we've got plenty of dirt. So if we dig down as deep as we can, I mean, we've still got quite a lot next to us there on the side, but we've also got a dirty machine here. Ah, somebody said this to me. They said that as you dig down, the color of the square will change to indicate how much gold you're then scooping up. So if we dig down with this one, if we're able to reach down, look, see, and there's the gold near the bottom of the pit. So we'll keep that in mind as we start doing our digging. This should be the gold bearing stuff further down, but we're not going to get a huge amount of gold out of this. This is definitely not rich soil. So really we want to be digging in the one next to this, but we will dig a little bit down here just because I want to actually get some gold from here. Problem is I can't see it very well. I know it is easier for me to dig in cab, but I can't see very well from this angle because I can't lean forward to look down out the front of the cab, which does make a significant difference. So let's just change this one. We'll go here on the bucket. If I go, I think if I put it there, I might be all right for digging. I think that'll be a good angle. If I bring that one out there. Yeah, this is the big problem, is that it doesn't like scraping. If there was a way to have it so that you could scrape the bank properly, and this is the big thing. When you're digging a hole, normally, it doesn't just sit there and then stop the bucket. You scrape the back of the pit, and as your bucket scrapes down the pit, it gathers up a huge amount of soil, and then you're able to deal with it nice and easy. And it doesn't let you do that in this game, and that is the bit that makes it difficult. That is the most difficult part of doing any digging with the excavator. But I mean, generally, it's all pretty good. You do have it does work fairly well. So generally, it's not really a problem. It's just that little bit when you're digging like the back of a pit, because this one, it makes it all go straight into the bucket, and then it doesn't clean it out properly. You look at that. See, we've got it's digging down the bottom, and it's not allowing you to move the piles. I imagine that it would be a lot of coding to get that bit right, and it would also probably take quite a lot of processing power as well to actually be influencing other bits of soil as you're doing digging and stuff. And also, if we look here, it does look like we're reaching the bottom of the claim there. There's the actual complete bottom there, which is again something that we've got to be a little bit careful of, because the last thing that we want is to be hitting that. Because what happened? Well, I don't actually know, because I haven't hit the bottom of the claim for a very long time. But what it used to be, when we first started doing all of this, was if you hit the bottom of the claim, it kind of jumped the excavator around quite a bit. And that ended up making it move around a lot. And then if we've got it set in a really good position right here. So if we then have it all jumping around and moving into a completely different position, it's not going to be able to dig properly. It's going to end up missing bits of soil that we wanted to pick up, and generally speaking, bad things are going to happen. You can already see that it's definitely scraping the bottom of the pit there. So what we're going to do, just going to get another, how much have we got on there? We've got 51% in there at the moment. I'm going to dig a bit more, but I'm going to go sort of from this side of the pit if I can. And we'll move around just a little bit. We'll start digging over into the next square, just a bit. And that should start to make a difference. Now, I've been told I really, really need to get over my dislike of the wheel loader. And I need to find a way to make that bad boy work. Because, quite frankly, it's really good. It does like 20% of the elevator, fill it up all in one go, right? You get a huge, great big bucket full going in there. It's definitely worth using. So we're going to have a mess around with that one. We're going to see what we can do. I'm going to try my absolute best to improve by a long way on how I operate that wheel loader. So we will do that in a bit. Just going to keep filling this one. I'm going to go up to like 60% on here. No, I'm going to go a bit more than that. I'm going to try and get a little bit more dirt. I want to get a little bit more gold-bearing dirt. And because we're right down the bottom of this hole now, I feel that we're doing well. I kind of want to get this gold right here. You can also see by the colour of it. It's supposed to be good. If you got that colour showing, that is supposed to be a really good thing. So bring that over there. And out a little bit. There we go. Right. That's on 70%. I think we'll stop there. We're going to move this one back into cab a second, and I'm going to swing this one all the way over here so that it's out the way, just like that. We're not going to do any more with it. I am leaving it stuck up in the air as well. Right, and we'll switch that one off, like that. Now, if I jump out, what I'm thinking is if we could get the wheel loader down here, I'll have to move that generator and jerry can and that. We could sort of bring it over here, maybe try and level this off a bit, and we can tip sideways over into there. I'm hoping that that will actually be able to... we might actually need to use the bulldozer first. If we use the bulldozer a bit and just kind of bulldoze the earth around here a little bit, we could maybe have the wheel loader and start digging off some of this clump right here. That might work. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do this, but I think this is going to work. So let me just come up in here and we'll start this one up again. I need to press G to start that one up. There we go. That will start running all of that through there. We don't need to worry about it. So I'll just pick this one up and I can move it down over here. We can just drop that in there. Buckets are doing... all the buckets are doing just fine. We don't need to worry about those. We can pick this one up. We'll coil this up a little bit. Move it over here out of the way. Come on. Little bit. It's like taming a pet snake here, isn't it? Right. Drop that one down there, and we'll grab that generator. If I can. There we go. Right. And now, we've got to try and use that horrible, horrible creature over there. Although, no, I did say that I was going to do a bit of bulldozing first. So we'll get a bulldozer first, and we'll move this one. We'll just have to turn this one round a minute. So let's jump in here, start this one up. I'm going to come out of cab like that, and we're going to start it up, and then we're going to switch over to this one, and then, right, that's up and down. I want to bring it down like that. There we go. And swing it round like that. There we go. And then I want to switch back to drive. Oop. I want to go this way. I want to back this one. I want to get this one right out the way, so we don't have to worry about it for a minute. We'll bring him all the way up here. There. He's about as out of the way as he's going to get up there. We don't have to worry about it at all. Swing him over a little. There we go. Perfect. If I switch it off, zoom in a bit. No, I haven't. Now I've switched it off. Right, that's all done there. Perfect. So now, if I can escape from it, if it will let me escape, we want to go and get that bulldozer. We're going to bring it back over this way, and we're going to try and just do a little bit of leveling just there, just in that sort of little entranceway bit. And then the wheel loader, I'm hoping, will sort of be able to come from over this way a bit, and we'll be able to get close enough that we can start loading that one up. I mean, I suppose actually, it's got to be, we need it reasonably level so the wheel loader will work. So yeah, we do need the bulldozer. Now, I'm sort of wedged over here. I'm going to try and level this bit here out just a smidgen if I can. Try and pull that back. I do like the way that it now actually flattens some of the earth underneath the tracks. That does make a significant difference to all of the handling. It really does. No! No! We know this thing is you. It actually came back. I'm amazed. This thing is absolutely useless on hills. It really is. It's the one sort of big failing of the bulldozer is it's absolutely awful on hills. Let me just swing this one around a bit, and then I want to is it F? I can't remember which one. Oh, right, R and F. You press and hold it, and then it'll bring it down on a slope. No, don't topple over. Don't topple over. That's the last thing that we want. We really don't want it to topple over. Right. Just have to go slow. We got to go slowly here, a little bit steady, little teeny bit steady. If I can, I need to be able to bring it down onto that level, basically. Let me push it forward. We'll go forward this way. There we go. Now it's working. Right, it's pushing it forward, and it's leveling it out a bit. It's going out towards the edge. That's as far as it's going to allow it to go, but that's fine. I don't mind that at all. Right, I want to swing it round this way. You can see it's starting to flatten stuff off as it goes round. It is sliding in a peculiar fashion, but I don't care about that. Right, I will bring it over to this point. And then we will take our finger off of the F key. Actually, I think that we're starting to make some progress here. This is excellent. Now, if I can back up there, and I will again press and hold the F. There we go, look at that. It's pushing it forward. It's actually pushing it down, just a teensiest smidgen. It doesn't have to do it by very much for this to work for us. I don't need it to do it a great deal. I just want to kind of roughly level this out so that I can get the wheel loader in and out on this little bit. That's all I need. I'm not asking for anything particularly grand. Just want the wheel loader to be able to get through this bit here. Right. I think it might. We'll have to see. We will definitely have to wait and see. Right, I'll bring that one up there. Tell you what, I'm just going to back this one up because we may need to use it again. So if we reverse this one all the way up here out of the way, we'll then get our wheel loader and we're going to do it. You know how much I hate this wheel loader. You all know how much I utterly despise the wheel loader in this game. It just doesn't work correctly. It doesn't work right. There's so much wrong with it that I can't even begin to describe how much I dislike it. But for the greater good, for your benefit, all because of you, the viewers, I am going to swallow my pride. I am going to swallow my sheer hatred of this horrible creature, and I am going to attempt to use it. We'll see if this works. Now then, are you ready? Let's get started. There we go. Handbrake off. Diff lock on. I'm keeping the diff lock on. Now, the bit that I don't like is that the camera doesn't stay locked. Right? The camera moves. Well, no, the camera stays in exactly the same position, whereas it doesn't. I'd like it to stay locked to the cab. You've only got this option for having it locked to the cab, but I can't see anything from that. Right? I cannot see a thing. So, we got to bring it like this, and this is the bit that makes it really difficult, is that you can't see anything with the way that the camera moves, and that really doesn't help anything at all with this machine. Now let's pick that up. It's not tilting back. Right, well, we'll ignore that. We'll ignore the fact it's not tilting back. I'm trying to move the camera so I can see what I'm doing, and because I'm moving the camera, I've then got to let go of the joystick, which allows it to start tilting in the wrong direction. How am I going to do this? Well, certainly not like that. Is it tipping? It's thinking about tipping already. Yeah, I need to... This is in completely the wrong position here. If I can swing... Actually, if I can swing that round a bit. Swing it back round a bit more. Oh, no, it doesn't. I'm going to have to try and build this ground up a little bit underneath me, I think. If I can do that... Look at that. See? It doesn't like any of it. It just doesn't like it. What am I supposed to do with this? Alright. It's entirely my fault. I should build up this ramp here a little bit. The speed that it's sort of jumping around a bit is not particularly easy, but we can work with that. Okay, so we'll tip that out there. Is it tipping out? It's not tipping out. What are you doing? Stupid machine. What is wrong with you? I'm trying to work with you here. Is it emptied itself out? Let's have a look. I can't see any... Oh, it's already emptied itself out. Okay. Right, maybe it wasn't a stupid machine. Maybe it was a stupid driver. But look. I'd like the camera to stay sideways on, just like that. Why can't it do that? Is that too much to ask? Let's bring that back. See, now I've got to stop. I've got to let go of my joystick, and I've got to move my camera around. Okay? As soon as I let go of the joystick, it starts doing that. It starts doing this stupid, ridiculous tipping out thing. Look at it. Okay, I'm now actually tilting it out myself. It's not tipping over. Why won't you tip? You have a problem with tipping now, have you? First you want to do it too much, then you don't want to do it at all. It's not a fun experience driving this. I hope you are all grateful for this. I really do. I hope you are all grateful for it. You're probably not. You're probably screaming at the screen, wanting to know why I'm being such a moron with this. Because, quite frankly, it's supposed to be a lot easier. A lot of people use this machine all the time because it is so easy to operate. And here I am, making an absolute pig's ear of it, making it look like one of the most difficult tasks known to mankind, when in actual fact, we all know that... this is not the most difficult task known to mankind. We'll bring that one in there. There we go. No. Right, that's got... It was supposed to be 20% full, wasn't it? I'm sure. So, I've been lied to. I have been lied to. Let's bring this down. I'm actually managing to do something here. I think we are making a bit of progress. I'm going to work through this one today. We're going to see if we can actually use this thing. Purely because I know so many of you really want me to do this. You really want me to actually use this one and do it properly. Rather than messing around and getting it all wrong, you want me to take the time to actually do this job properly. But it does seem like it's not holding a great deal of soil. I'm starting to think that maybe they've reduced the amount that this thing will hold. Is that right? I don't know. You would have thought, if you compare the size of the buckets, you would have thought that this one would hold a lot more than that excavator. But I'm starting to think that maybe it doesn't. Well, maybe it's been nerfed or something like that. Maybe the great big nerf hammer has come down and smacked this one, and that has been the end of it. Right, let's... Oh, no. I'll bring that one over that way. There we go. Right, what do you got in you? I think he's empty now. Put it down. Okay, so I've got a bit of a slope that is starting to build up. That's where we're going to need to climb up to be able to do everything that we want to do. Now bring that up like that. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful little ramp going up there. Wonderful. Sort of working. Let's bring that one round. And I'm going to lower this one down, and I'm going to try and sort of bulldoze this a little bit. Let's see what that does. There. Now... if I bring that up that way, is it going to tip into the elevator and the other one as well? Well, that went up to like 7%. I don't think it holds as much as has been made out. I think some people are mistaken in the quantities that this machine can hold. Let's push in here. Right, I'm going to start sort of working my way now into a bit of a cutting right there. Go on. Go forwards. Keep going forwards. And it's also quite slow with its steering, but I think we can work through this. Now, why is it tipping all the way over there? It seems a bit redonkulous. Let's tip that down there. Right, that's No, that's not tipped out. Tip out. Tip out. There's very, very little actual tipping movement on this bucket, isn't there? There's hardly anything. There is no water. Check D rocker. How is there no water? Oh, I know why. I know why. Right, let's just stop that one there and put the handbrake on. Yep, okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. I need you. I need you. Right, come with me. We got a special little job. We got one little task that we got to do. Come on, this way. I'm going to run up around here. Our machine has run out of water. That's the one that we want. We want to put that one in there. There we go. That one's starting to fill up. And then start it up. There we go. Right, that tank there is empty. That one doesn't matter. That one can chuck down there. That one's empty as well. But the water should be back on now. Yes, water is back on. That means that the gold is going back through it. That is what we want. Right. 21% on the top and 21% there. And then we got 19% down here. Now, somebody told me that I don't actually need hose pipes on this one and that it will run with the other bit on there. If I take that one off, put that down, see the water stops. There's no water going through it at all anymore. And when we first started this, when we set it up, it didn't actually work. You set that one up, and the water coming out of the duplex jig, the gravel pumps, whatever you want to put in there, it wasn't actually making this one down here run. This one only started collecting gold when we attached in the hoses. So whether your save is working differently to mine, it's entirely possible. You never know. But for this particular game, I am unable to do anything different. This is exactly how we got to do it. There is no other way. We've got to have those hoses running into the back of them. Right. Now, let's see if we can do anything with this horrible, horrible machine. It's this machine that I'm really starting to just have it confirmed that it's utterly useless and there is no real point to having it in the game whatsoever. It's not faster than the excavator. By the time I get a load and I bring it up round here, and we sort of work it up through and then crash into that one, and then we try and move it, and then we load this one up, and you empty out this bucket. The bucket doesn't want... Look at that. It won't tip over even. And it seems to hold roughly the same amount as the excavator bucket. We've tried this several times, and I have been tipping it into the actual conveyor. Some of them may be questionable, but most of them have been going completely into the conveyor. Right? They haven't been going anywhere else. And it's just not working. It's holding barely more than... It is holding a little bit more, I will admit that. But barely more than the excavator. The excavator does appear to be the bee's knees. That is the machine that we want to use. So we're going to use the excavator. We're going to go back over here. I've tried the wheel loader for you. I have done my best with the wheel loader. And the wheel loader has turned out to be utterly, utterly useless. I can't say that I'm surprised. I'm not going to go so far as to say things like, I told you so. But I told you so really does kind of sum it all up, I think. I think that's like that does beautifully sum it all up. So yeah, I won't say I told you so, but I am thinking it right now. I really am. So that wheel loader is utterly useless. We absolutely despise it, and we don't ever want to see it again. I'm going to start doing this. So this one takes 2 or 3%, but the amount of time that it takes me to get a bucket full with this one. See, I'm even, at the moment, I'm doing part buckets because of the horrible way that it does the edge of the dig bit. It's only doing part buckets, but that's fine because I want to start digging down out on that end. And I do a part bucket there, and it's got 2% it went up to, and it was getting 6% on the wheel loader bucket. All right, 6%. And the amount of time that it took to go between buckets was ridiculous. And that's gone a good 2% there. I think it may even have gone up to 7% with the wheel loader at one point. And 7% would be good if it would stay at 7%. Right? If it stayed at 7%, that would be absolutely fantastic. But it's not. A lot of them weren't that high. A lot of them, it didn't seem to want to keep it. It's slight twitch on the thing if you need to move your camera at all, and then it's all gone. You've lost your bucket full, And now look, I've got a full bucket on the excavator. I bring that one round and we put that out over, and that one goes all the way up to a good 4%, almost touching 5%. How can that possibly compete with the... How can the wheel loader possibly compete with that? The amount of time that it takes to get the 7 or 8% compared to the between 3 and 5%... No, I'm sorry, but I cannot see how that wheel loader could possibly be better than this one right here. This one absolutely wins hands down. Unless there's something I'm doing wrong. Do I need to sell that one and buy a new one in its place and try again? I mean, that is a new one. We've got that one since Season 2, obviously. All the machinery had to be new. But it's still doing exactly the same as it was doing in my previous version of the game. It's just not working properly. It's absolutely useless and appalling. So I know that I don't know how you managed to use it and make it perform better than this one here. Please explain it to me. I know that there are people who use that and they've used it really well. They've like cleared loads and loads and loads off the claims with them. And I get people commenting saying it's supposed to be using the wheel loader because it's so much faster, so much better. How do you get it to work faster and better than this? Seriously. I mean, I suppose I could have moved the conveyor belts round and done it in a slightly different way so that I could be better utilizing the wheels rather than trying to climb up a ramp there. I suppose I should have moved the conveyor belt round a bit and done that differently. But still, I'm struggling to see how it could be quicker. Maybe I need to reassess this. Maybe I need to sort of like do a whole new section. And, well, I don't know about a whole new section, that seems a bit drastic, but maybe we just need to move the conveyor belts around quite a bit, so that it's a lot easier for me to dump straight into the conveyor belts without losing soil. Maybe I need to be, like, driving head onto it, so we want 2 conveyor belts working in tandem. So I have one of them here that I load into, and then the other one goes up into the plant, the whole wash plant. Maybe that is the way forward, is it? I think it might be. I think we're going to try it. In our next episode, I think we'll try that. We're going to move the Frank conveyors around, and we're going to see if we can actually do something using that wheel loader. Because so many people tell me that the wheel loader is better. I'm thinking that maybe I'm just doing something completely and utterly wrong on it, which is why it's not working properly. So it is almost certainly down to operator error rather than the actual machine itself. And as many of you know, my motto... Okay, I've dropped a little bit there, but we'll ignore that. Yeah, I've talked about my mottos before, and it's Winston Churchill. It's a Winston Churchill saying, sometimes your best is not good enough. Sometimes you must do what is required of you. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at this as, well, I've done my best with the wheel loader, and apparently that wasn't good enough, so we're going to have to do what is required of us. We are going to have to take that wheel loader, and we're going to have another go. I keep spilling bits, but that is the way. I need to alter slightly the way that I'm picking this up again. Once you sort of get the outside bits done, it does actually pick up really easily and well, but you still got to remember to back it up like that, sort of. Yeah, if I go like that, there we go. Now that's picking up. Got a full bucket this time. So yes, next time we will see about altering how we are using that wheel loader. If we move the conveyor belts around and we use double conveyor belt, I think maybe that will be the way forward, because then I'm not having to wrestle with a load of stuff. I'm minimizing the number of corners that I'm turning whilst I'm using that machine, because I don't want to be turning too much. Turning seems to be a bit of an issue for it. So we want to minimize the amount of turning that it does, which would then utilize its ability to sort of pick stuff up really quickly and dump it. I want the in-feed for the conveyor to be low down compared to the machine so that it easily tips out into it, because if it's got to lift it up any kind of height whatsoever, even more than a foot off the ground, it seems to completely give up because it won't tilt forward enough and it won't tip out. because it's utterly, totally, and completely useless. Okay, calm down. It's obviously not designed for tipping from a high point. It's obviously designed to lower the bucket right down and then tip. I'm not quite sure how that is beneficial in any way for any kind of machine anywhere on the planet that is designed for digging, that it can only tip out when it's right down on the ground, but that is the way this machine has been made. So that is how we're going to have to deal with it. So yes, I think the two conveyor, we're going to have one conveyor belt moving sideways, going over that way, and the second one then going up the hill to take all the material up into the actual wash plant itself. Seems to be the optimal way. As you're looking at everything, looking at all the options that we might have. Oh! That mechanic does get frustrating right there. The way that the earth doesn't... It falls out of the bucket too easily. That is, I think that's the problem, is it falls out of the bucket too easily. Even, you slight slope on it, and then it's tipping out of the bucket completely. There we go, now it's working. Once you get that first little bit of a hole dug in, it then starts to perform a lot easier, and you can get full bucketfuls every time. You bring that round, look, see, it's going to a good 4% on there, and then we swing back over, we get another one like this, and make sure you curl the bucket round, all the way round properly. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. And then swing it back out. Right, we're going to take a look at the plant in a minute. It's probably getting close to, well, I say close to full. It's probably getting close to half full. Let's be honest, it's probably getting close to half full, because we haven't done massive amounts of digging yet. So we will do a little bit more digging, and then we're going to take a look at it. We've got 26% of fuel left on this end. I'm thinking that maybe if we just sort of use up most of that fuel on there while we're digging, that would be... might be the way forward. There we go. Pick that one up. Beautifully done. And round we go. We're still on 26%. Okay, the fuel seems to last reasonably well on there. I know that it does use it up at a fair rate, but it's not as fast as I originally thought it was. I'm also curious to find out... I know that we've sort of been digging into fresh points here, so how much of this is just overburdened with no gold in it? And how much of it... Oh, there is a way to find out, isn't there? There is a way to find out. If we go back onto the gold map, we'll put that onto 420 like that. Nope, that's it. That's all we want to do. There we go. That's perfect. So bring that to there. Right. That looks like we've got gold. We'll soon find it. It's when you actually dig into the ground. There. Oh. No, we got nothing at all at the moment. We're not getting any gold from this. This is just useless dirt. This is the worthless stuff. I still think we did reasonably well out of it. We had fairly valueless earth that we were digging up last time, and I still think we did reasonably well out of it, even though it was mostly this overburden that we were getting rid of. So that's another thing with the wheel loader. The wheel loader just kind of goes in and takes the whole lot, just one bucket full at a time. We'll see. I'm curious if we can actually make it work as well as people have said that they've managed to get it work. And I've seen some big I've seen some big digs. I've seen some people who have some pictures of claims that have been dug and dug and dug, like right down close to the bottom of the claim, and it looks like it's all been done using the wheel loader. Now, if you're using the wheel loader to do all that, surely I can as well. Surely we can figure this out. One way or another, I must be able to do this. So this is what I'm going to try and do. I suppose I could be setting it up right now. I don't really want to set it up right now. I'd like to just like dig in just a little bit more into this little area that I've been digging into, and see if we can get just a teensy bit more of the more valuable earth going in here before we stop for the day. Let's bring that back round. And right down in there. Nope, still nothing. I think I need to just clear a little bit off closer to me, and then we'll have a better chance of it. Slop that in there like that. And then... No, I'm going down. We're going to go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. And have we had... Nope, there's no colour change whatsoever. So the gold that is in there is way down. We'll have to go looking for it another time. Dump that in there. I'm going to do 2 more bucketfuls, and then we're going to go over and take a look at the plant and see how that's getting on. And we're probably going to have to call it a day soon as well, because I think we are Getting close to time. Let's bring that one round. There we go. I just done it again. Okay, we'll have to do another bucket full on top. I was going to do 2, so that was 1. That now becomes null and void because I dumped it all off. I didn't put it onto the conveyor belt, which is probably not the best way to do it. So bring that one round. This time, what we're going to do is we're actually going to extend the bucket out, and we're not going to start tipping it until it's actually on the conveyor belt. You know, the traditional way of doing it, rather than dumping it in a dirty great big heap in front of it. So bring that one over there, like that. And scoop into there, and yes, we've got no actual gold bearing dirt at the moment, but we'll get to it at some point. So we'll bring that over there, dump that one in. I'm going to swing this one over here so that it is out of the way. I'm not going to bother lowering it down this time. We're just going to leave it there, just like that. And we'll take a look over here. That one's on 21%. It's soon going to be emptied out. How are we doing for dirt? For gold? 37% and 43, 44. Nearly halfway on some of those mats up there and some of the buckets and the mats down here. So it's not doing too bad. It could be doing a lot worse. So let's just come over here. Take a look. How are we doing? A little bit of dirt up the top. Right. Oh, we've still got quite a long way to go down before we actually reach the proper gold-bearing dirt. So I started digging in here, and it seemed to actually be kind of working. Starting to dig in here with the wheel loader. That one up there. So if we had that conveyor belt sat right here, so that rather than having to climb up this bit, instead of having to do that, I could instead have the conveyor belt right there, low down to the ground as possible, and taking the dirt, and then the other conveyor belt is over here, sort of parked somewhere. It's dropping into that one, and then that one is taking it up this way and dropping it straight into there. That, I think, might be the way forward. I think we may be able to make some progress if we can do that. So let's just stop this one. There we go. And now we'll come out of here and we'll run round. So we're not going to be using all of this next time. Looks like all of that is empty. 45%. Some of those mats. That's about it. That's all we're getting for today. So I'll bring all this over, and I'm going to stop all of these belts. I'm going to stop these conveyors. I'm going to stop everything if I can. Come around over here. There we go. And engine stop. Right, that's that one done. And then stop you as well. Okay, that is everything done on here. So we'll be moving those conveyor belts around next time so that we're able to have another go at this wheel loader. I'm starting to think that I'm doing something wrong. I've had so many people tell me that the wheel loader is actually really good, and it does work really well. There must be something I'm doing wrong. And yes, I'm quite happy to admit that I do things wrong. Anybody who's watched this series has probably realised by now that doing things wrong is my default position. And then, you know, if we happen to get it right, that's just a bonus. That is just pure 100% lucky bonus. We're going to go up here a minute, and we're going to just see if we've got any new employees, if I've not noticed anything come up. And if we haven't, we're going to go and sleep the night. It's 15:06 already, so we're going to go to sleep the night, and then we will be able to see how much gold we've earned today. We've got 0 new. There's nobody waiting over here. We've got 4 people hired. Let's go back and shut down. I have been told that they changed the way that workers work. You no longer just get workers turning up after a set amount of time. You now only get workers assigned when you've dug a certain quantity of earth yourself. So if you want to get workers, you've got to actually handle the gold yourself. And that is doing actual digging and not just moving stuff around. So yeah, we do have that to take into account. I don't know. I haven't actually tested that very much yet, though. So let's just bring this in here. We've got gold gathered by workers, 9.8 ounces. Worker salary, 4 grand. Process soil, 118 cubic yards, I'm assuming. Okay, so we got 0 ounces gold, but we did process a load of soil. And we got nearly 10 ounces of gold from our employees, which means that I'm looking round here, and I don't see anything going on with that. The gold is not moving at all, right? Nothing. There's 0 ounces. It's not increasing at all. It's ridiculous. Why won't they do any work? I don't know. Right, anyway, that is all I got time for today. So if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.